Hi guys, thanks for watching. This is when I found my 1973 Harley-Davidson Electra Glide 1200 Shovelhead at a local garage sale in Florida. This had been sitting in here for about 10 years. Her brother owned it. He passed away and she wanted it to go to a good home, and finally was able to find the right person, and she ended up with me. The tank was in good shape. The paint and the chrome, I looked at the mileage there, it was like 27,000 some change. That was an original Harley speedometer. The needle was broken. It had all the fairings on it. And that front headlight fairing, that's a police seat there.
Hey guys, so I just picked up this 1973 Harley Davidson, and I'm pretty stoked about it.
I'm actually really excited at this point. I had loaded it and just was kind of looking over the bike and was just amazed at, all the chrome and heavy metal on the motorcycle, coming from a Japanese sport bike kind of background. I've always been around those, but my father had an old Harley FLH that I grew up to, and this just kind of brought me back to my childhood. So I got the bike back to the shop and I was just taking a look at it on my lift, making a list of things that I need to make it roadworthy again at this point, and just admiring all the chrome and the beautiful paint. At this point, I also had polished up some of the chrome to see how it would come back, and the paint. Um, this horn was really rusted, but it's got some really cool parts on it. It's got a Super B carburetor S&S, and I'm replacing a lot of stuff like the speedometer. The needle's broken on it, and she needs some TLC, and that's what I'm going to give her. So please like and subscribe and follow along if you like this cool kind of thing. I'm looking forward to riding this thing to my local motorcycle meet. And this motorcycle will also be up for sale after I'm done. This is going to be my first shop investment. Uh, I'm also cleaning out the fuel tanks here. You can see some of the stuff that was left in the tanks. I mean, the tanks were pretty clean inside given the age, but we are flushing them out. They were full of fuel, which is a good thing. It keeps the rust down inside the tank, but the fuel was old. It wasn't uh, thick and viscous, but it was stinky. The caliper here was frozen. I ended up cutting off the old line because I didn't need it. I'm going to replace it, but the caliper's going to come off and get rebuilt. Had an oil cooler on it. A lot of guys put those oil coolers on it because the oil used to get so hot on these, so helped prolong the life. Has upgraded plug wires, heavy duty plug wires on it. The motor seems pretty advanced, meaning that it has some upgrades on it, like a solid state ignition system. That was the choke cable I was need to get rid of. It has like this little hand choke on the carburetor on the S&S. But all the trim is there. That 1200 badge is all original. It's candy apple red, but it's kind of faded. It's got some imperfections in the paint. All that's going to be bead blasted and painted back black. I'm going to rebuild the forks next, remove all the wheels, replace the spokes and the tires, convert them tubeless, make it easier on ourselves later down the road. But it's a Shovelhead. It's a pretty bike. It's very iconic. But I love it. Like and subscribe if you want to see it come back to life. Thank you. Right now, I'm just kind of looking over the tires, checking out the date on them. These are Avon Gangster tires. They've actually been discontinued. But the bike was actually probably had these tires replaced right before the owner passed away, because they were very new, meaning they kind of had some nipples left on them, but I really won't know how the condition is until I remove them. That was some of the oil that came out of the oil tank and plugs, and that was the front brake master, which I've replaced. I've got all new forward controls, all new wiring harness. That was the rear brake master. It was pretty nasty inside, so we were replacing that too. And I had to do a voiceover because of the fan I had going on. It's pretty loud in there. So I'm kind of learning how to record still in the shop. But these are all the parts that I took off the bike that I will be restoring and going through them, replacing the worn components out of them. The dash will get repolished, all those side pieces. The headlight cowling will get polished. I have a 10-inch floor polisher. The lower legs will be all polished and rebuilt. I have a fork seal rebuild kit for it. And polished up all that chrome there and just started rubbing on it just to kind of get the rust off and stop corroding on the bike. But it's getting all the love it can right now, and I plan to ride this bike and enjoy it for a little bit, make sure it runs well. I also got a lithium battery for it, get rid of that huge battery. It had a huge lead acid battery in it. It was kind of dripping, getting rust or acid on parts, which are awful for chrome. So we've converted it to a lithium. It's much lighter. Braking system. I got a new sprocket, a new chain. That's the horn. That was a Remy Delco horn that they came with. It's called a bugle horn. I'll have to find out the correct name for that horn, but please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. I plan to do more of these videos for you.